Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this looks like this is happening actually sooner than a lot of us probably anticipating. You cannot make this stuff up, honestly. This morning I'm just geared up to do the video, guys, about the warning we had from pro-Russian hackers for UK and its NATO counterparts. They're basically declaring war on our infrastructure. We're talking about these cyber attacks. And just as I'm started to film on the video, the bunch of news came out. And maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't, but about the global outage of the internet and a lot of different facilities, which we'll cover in a minute. So honestly, I do not believe in coincidences, but we'll talk about this a little bit towards the end of the video. So first of all, I just wanted to cover the article that I've seen in Observer literally just yesterday, hence me wanting to talk to you about it. It's basically a pro-Russian hacker group that are literally they're declaring war on the UK, and they're talking about targeting the infrastructure. Apparently, many things they already claim that they're already targeted in here in different countries as well. And generally in UK, apparently our cyber attacks are up by 25% since last year. This is a horrendous amount. We already know they always keep warning us about the being prepared for cyber attacks because this is happening. And again, guys, I cannot stress enough, this is to me, just blunt conditioning to what's going to be happening. And again, I will do that conditioning video probably tomorrow, guys, to get this out to you. Because to me, or if for anybody who actually follows and understands what's currently happening, this kind of looks a little bit like a no-brainer. So anyway, I won't go too much in the details about the Russian hacking, but they basically, yes, they admitted this is their plan. The plan is to make us suffer unless we'll stop helping the cause. So now with the global outages, and this has just literally started happening this morning. So it's actually started in in America, okay, in Arizona, and they're basically saying that it's 8 o'clock in the morning, approximately. It's operational issue. Okay, so the issue described as increased error rates and latency for multiple AWS services, including the database services Amazon DynamoDB. So basically, they're saying this: the Amazon backed platforms that are being targeted or being down, and it's causing a massive effect on many things. We're talking about, this is actually horrendous. So we're talking about game platforms. They're talking about Fortnite games, Zoom, Ring doorbells. UK banks, we're talking about Lloyds, Halifax, and some others. I think HSBC, I think I've seen people mentioning. And again, this is all just coming out. Like people reporting multiple things. Things like the Canva, the software, the thumbnail editing software or video editing software. There is a lot of things are being currently affected. So as it all rolls out, people reported more and more things. And we're talking, this is on a global scale, okay? We're talking, the Amazon platform that they're talking about that's been affected is actually a backbone of many things. And again, we've already seen some cyber attacks on different platforms that affected a certain, say either the phone signal or phone systems, or like the banks individually or something else. But this is horrendous. We're talking about affected literally the whole world in one way or another. And again, guys, they always warn us about the cyber attacks, and they're saying, yes, we're really volatile, we're all vulnerable, and yet we're still relying on just not one, but a biggest providers for a lot of things, which makes it really vulnerable. And when we talked before, guys, we're talking about the conditioning part. Again, this is really obvious to me that they keep telling us things, they keep chipping away at certain things, like cyber attacks recently. To me, that kind of seems to be a bit more, maybe more likely scenario to happen rather than other things they're currently talking about or conditioning us for, in fact. But just imagine how vulnerable we are. This is just, again, another perfect example. When we had the power outages in Spain, that was big, okay, but that was resolved quickly. At the moment, they're saying that they think that they know what the cause is, but they're not currently saying what it is. So it could be cyber attacks, it could not be. But the fact is that it's affecting so many things we're all reliant on. And some of you might think, well, this is not a big deal, things happening. But to me, and again, for all of you who probably believe in what's planned in terms of the Great Reset, what a perfect way, okay? What a perfect way of introduce us to power outages, their internet outages, their mobile phone outages some other weeks, and then suddenly, boom. And if you notice, I think for the past year, the cyber attacks that have been happening, they've been sort of little ones, and a lot of them not even been mentioned. But as we've gone through the year, they gone bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're talking about the last one was the big one was the Marks and Spencers and Corp and I think it was John Lewis. They lost millions and millions and millions. And I think only now they're just coming back to some sort of normality. But you can see that over the time, obviously things got worse. And that looks like a big deal, like a pretty big deal. So there we are, right, guys? So this is what's happening right now. It is absolutely horrendous to think that we could be in a position in a country in the world that was so volatile that only takes one server or one backdrop of a company or internet, say, provider, let's call it that way, to be able to affect the whole world. Big things are coming. And I think, to be fair, I think they're coming sooner than we're anticipating. And all that we talked about, guys, the being without internet or going into the analog days is something we should be preparing for. But when we're talking about the massive reset, if you just potentially think there could be a massive reset where everything goes down and that's it, exactly what the Mr. Schwab is predicted or written a book about, then that's kind of pretty scary, I gotta say. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to keep you posted. Don't forget, comments down below, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.